Hi, my name is Lindsay Wright, and for speech 4, I'm going to give my opinion on public smoking. There's been several bans and laws on public smoking. They are public policies, including criminal laws and occupational safety and health regulations. All the safety and the regulations prohibit tobacco smoking in workplaces and other public spaces, whether that's beaches, parks, restaurants, anything like that. More non-smoking areas are being seen here recently. Over the past few years, there have been several more signs put up all over the United States in public places. They're part of a large trend banning smoking outside of public areas in public areas. In fact, smoking has been banned in 843 parks and more than 150 beaches in the last 2 decades. The reason that I am against smoking in public is for many reasons. First is because it's a harm to others. It is dangerous to anybody that smokes cigarettes. It's not good for your health, as everybody knows that. But for anyone that chooses to do that, that's on them. That's their business if they choose to take that health risk. But when people smoke around others in public, that's when it affects others and it causes them harm as well, which is from secondhand smoke. And I have got that information from a source on the internet about pros and cons to this smoking ban. Another reason that I am against this is because tobacco smoke can cause cancer, strokes, and heart disease. This is more likely, obviously, to happen to the smoker, but it can also cause to those who get secondhand smoke. I also got that information from another website about pros and cons from the public smoking ban. Another reason that I am against this public smoking is that it is a social aspect. A ban would hopefully encourage smokers to smoke a lot less or even give it up altogether. If smoking was banned in public places, it would no longer be a social activity. Some people would have to leave their friends in a public place and go outside to smoke and miss out whatever social activity was going on. Smokers need to feel like they have a certain level of nicotine in their blood to maintain content. So if they're in public and they cannot smoke, then they will have to smoke more often or just smoke at home. And that would force them to not be able to smoke at work or in any other public place. Another reason, and my last reason that I am against this public smoking is because of cost. People in the U.S. spend millions and millions of dollars on buying cigarettes or even tobacco products for that matter. And I do that each year. By starting this ban on smoking in public, there would be less cigarettes to smoke, therefore there would be less money to waste on buying them from the people that are smoking cigarettes. From another source by the American Heart Association, it says that there is a smoking ban. The bans would help decrease the amount of emergency room visits, which would also help with the cost. These visits are expensive, and some of these expenses are covered by insurance companies and taxpayers. The United States would save $92 million in 1 year worth of emergency room cost if the states all over America implemented this public smoking ban. I am biased on this subject because I do not smoke, and I am not around anyone that has ever smoked, not in my family, not my friends or anything. And I'm thankful for that. And so when in public, it just kind of, if I'm at a restaurant, it just makes me lose my appetite. I don't like to smell it. I don't like to be around it or anything. And smokers might argue that by having this ban, it takes away their right. That's what another source from Pros and Cons on a website that I found says, that it's kind of their liberty that they're taking away by making this ban, and it is not fair to them, they think, for their right to be taken away. But it's also not fair to the people that have to be around it and smell it all the time. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your time.